New Mexico! Colorado!
Utah! Arizona! What was the first question you wanted?
The food.
Ah.
I can't even remember. Gardinos? Gardinos.
Okay, so the favorite food that you've gotten on this trip? Or drink. Favorite food or drink?
Just answer that question first.
Favorite drink would be the double white from Marble Bluey in Albuquerque. Absolutely love it. Wish I could get it more places.
My favorite was the Tika Spice food truck, which is in Mexico.
Albuquerque, New
Albuquerque,
Mexico.
New Mexico.
Yes.
It was a great Indian and Mexican food fusion. I would highly recommend.
Favorite food, also in Albuquerque. I'm gonna say Brian's answer and say it was the Indian fusion truck. That was like amazing.
My favorite place that we ate at was Gardinos, and I liked their chicken enchiladas with green chilies and my mini assorted tacos.
Well, obviously, my favorite food would have to be what I came back to New Mexico for, which was my stuffed sopapillas, which we got at Garduño's also. Favorite drink? I feel like the only place we really got drinks from was Marble Brewery, so it would have to be the spiked seltzer, the passion fruit one.
Okay, what was your favorite part of the trip?
Seeing all the different sites, going on our little hikes.
Getting every sign was my favorite part of the trip. Yeah, getting every sign was pretty awesome because we got the group shot and then we got the individual for every state that we went to. That was probably my favorite part.
All the sites, different national and state parks that we got to visit. I probably can't pick just one, but most of them were all very photogenic.
I think my favorite part was actually accomplishing getting to each state.
What was the worst part of your trip?
Hiking with masks on was probably the worst part. Obviously it was necessary, but was quite difficult if you're not in peak physical shape necessarily and altitude, so that was probably the worst part. But once you got to the top of places, it was worth the trip.
Zion was absolutely the worst part because people just really didn't care. And there were a lot of people walking around without masks. Everyone was kind of on top of each other. The park itself was beautiful and the staff did the best that they could, but there were so many people there that just did not care.
Ants infesting our bags.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that for a second. So as you will see, we had ants all up in our luggage after the first night in New Mexico. So that was a little hard to
The car rides, they're very long. Which place would you want to go back to?
Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't think we need to. I'd agree with
Yeah,
that.
Phoenix, we flew into Phoenix
Yeah.
and we're leaving from Phoenix, but we didn't get to really spend time in Phoenix.
Yeah, to actually experience it.
Yeah,
that's true.
I feel like I would want to get to know this city a little bit more.
Yeah, and as a bonus, Colorado. Colorado we kind of just breezed through. I want to give it a fair shot before I critique it on just Cortez.
The Zion National Park to actually do some of those trails. We were there, it felt like a very long time and we did not even see half the park. It's huge.
Yeah, I would want to go back to New Mexico just to visit a little bit more. We weren't there very long, but it's a little bit more, I just like the style of it and it's very calm and chill area.
The best picture you took?
Us at the Arizona sign might
That's a
end up
good
being
one.
the best because it was golden hour,
Yeah.
so we really lucked out. But yeah, I haven't seen it really yet. I just saw a little glimpse of it because we took a video of it and I saw the background and it looked good.
I thought you were going to say Monument Valley.
That's a good one.
That was
Well,
a good
I
one.
assume it's a good one too.
The one today, standing outside the rocks on the horseshoe bends. That was a beautiful picture.
Probably any of the either candids or nice photos I have of my wife. And I'm not saying that just because she's but those came out pretty well. It was nice to get some scenic views in the background and lighting was great.
When I flew the drone at the Mule Canyon, hopefully we don't get in trouble for that, but that was probably my best shot.
What was the COVID experience like?
So the perk of COVID was there were a lot. I can imagine that there's a lot less people around us at every city that we were in, and the monument, like all the things that we did, like I think there was significant. Like there's no one at Mule Canyon, and there's no one at. Oh, maybe people knew that it wasn't gonna be lit up, but still, yeah. Like there were a lot of places. Zion seemed pretty hectic, but at the same time, it was like this is probably a fraction of what they see.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, it's not peak season, but still, I think COVID helped with it to be a lot less people. So that was kind of the perk, but the like pit of it all was kind of like just the precautions we had to keep taking. Like they're tiring, even though I'm sure now doesn't think it's tiring. I was like doing it. Sanitizing B&Bs, sanitizing rental. Well, it's only one rental car, Henrietta. Shout out to Henrietta. And what else? Like the mask.
Washing your hands,
sanitizing your hands, sanitizing your phone, sanitizing the camera. It was a lot. It felt like it was an added layer to everything that we did. Well, it was an added layer to every single thing that we did. So that's the pit of COVID.
So it wasn't bad, like airports and like we cleaned everything when we got to our Airbnbs. The worst part would probably be wearing the mask outside because it was very crowded. So we still needed to, and as Brian mentioned, the hiking with the mask on was not as fun.
The hiking with the mask was pretty tough. But aside from that, I would say it does seem a little bit more lax in regards to the locals in regards to mask wearing and proximity. I think us coming from the East Coast, I feel like we're a little bit more stricter, or at least it appears like it appears stricter. But I also have probably been out more on this trip than I probably was in Pennsylvania. So, but I haven't been anywhere where there's dining in options where people had a lot of masks off, and that was apparent in multiple places while we were here.
Overall, good. I would say everywhere we went, there was like a hand sanitizer station, even like in the gas stations and stuff. One gas station gave plastic gloves for you to pump the gas. So overall good, with the exception of Utah. I'm gonna say Utah on a whole, because I feel like everywhere we went in Utah, there was like some little pocket where somebody was like, yeah, these COVID rules. Oops, beep.
Beep.
Beep. Someone was like, yeah, forget these COVID rules.
What was the most memorable moment?
In the Grand Canyon, obviously.
All the canyons, like the Grand Canyon, they all look the same.
Joking about the Grand Canyon the entire trip, and then when we finally saw it, it was kind of like a blip. I'm like, oh wait, that's the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
After we finally like rid off, I was like, we're not gonna go see it. It's too far. Forget about
we wrote it off.
And then we're driving down. I was like, wait a minute, is that actually the Grand Canyon?
Yeah. So we drove along the Grand Canyon for like at least like
a mile.
I feel like it was hundreds of miles.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long it was.
Oh yeah, and driving down that mountain in Utah, where
That is a memorable moment.
It's a two-way road.
I was gonna say the drives as a whole, but
Yeah.
I feel like the different terrain of driving
Yeah.
and like the conversations, the laughs, like the driving period is like the most memorable part about this because it was the most of the trip.
Just seeing the different mountains, because honestly, from Pennsylvania, I didn't expect it to look the way it did, and everything was just beautiful and stunning. The car rides were beautiful out the windows, the colors of everything was just so beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know if I can narrow it down to one. I'll just say the peaks of a lot of the places where we were hiking were just very great for photos. And it was sunny but not too sunny, or it was overcast but not too overcast. So a lot of the lighting, I think, for most of our photos ended up being like ideal in the weather. So yeah, I don't know if I can narrow it down to one of those places, but they were all beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bonus question.
Yeah.
Would you visit all 4 states again at the same time?
Yes.
Yes.
I absolutely would.
And actually go to the Four Corners Monument.
Yeah, when
that was
it
a pit. That was a pit of COVID.
Yeah.
The Four
Not
Corners is
really.
actually closed, but
Yeah.
yeah, if it was open again, and I would go for
I'd
it.
probably repeat because most of the major cities in like Utah and Colorado are further up, so I don't think I'd be like, yeah, hit up every major city because it's way too
Yeah.
spread out. Because once you get to this part of the country, it's vast. So you just
I
got
would
going
change
forever.
the cities, but still hit all 4 states.
States.
That'd
Yeah,
be kind of cool.
that would be kind of cool.
It'd be like the same, but not the
Yeah.
same.
Probably do it for the same amount of time, or maybe a little longer to savor a couple places more. But yeah, I would do it again. Absolutely.
Yeah. Stay a little closer to certain parts, like certain monuments and parks and stuff.
Yeah.
So like maybe stay closer to Bryce so that we can see things near Bryce and canyons or whatever that are near that, and then like hop over to Colorado and see the things. See the great sand dunes, because that's what I wanted to see, but it was out of the way, way out of the way.
Yeah.
So like yeah, stuff like that. And